Going on, guys? It is the Bad Wolf, and we're about to do right to travel in Missouri by request. So, Missouri, misery, tomato, tomato. No, Missouri was pretty cool. We used to drive through there all the time when we were going to the property. So, yeah, there's some stuff in there. Some people may differ. I mean, it is what it is. Each state has their goods and bads. So let's take a look at the legislative code for non-residents who are doing right to travel in Missouri and see what we can find. Once again, by request. Be so kind, please rewind. If you cannot rewind, then hit that bell, like, and subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Okay, now I need the same info pulled for Missouri, rather, state of Missouri. Search registration, exempt, vehicle, non-resident or non-resident, or non-resident. Okay, so let's see what it says. So RSMo, reciprocity and registration with other states dash registration of trailers. So let's see what they have to say.
This is the primary statute addressing non-resident registration reciprocity. Laws of the state. 301.271 Reciprocity in registration with other states, registration of trailers. Unless otherwise provided by duly executed agreements entered into pursuant to sections 301.271 to 301. But the provisions of this subsection shall be operative to allow such owner to operate or permit the operation. A non-resident owner, owning any motor vehicle which has been duly registered for the current year in the state, District of Columbia, territory or possession of the United States, foreign country or other place of which the owner is a resident, and which at all times when operated in this state has displayed upon it the number plate issued for the vehicle in the place of residence of such owner, may operate or permit the operation of such vehicle within this state without registering such vehicle or paying any such registration fee to this state.
Okay, so once again, they're saying if you're registered in the state, okay, obviously they're not talking about in their own state. It says registered for the current year in the state. They're not saying, they didn't say this state. So this is their little sneaky way of saying if you are a non-resident owner and you own a motor vehicle, okay, so once again, that here means commercial, but generally most of them throw in their own words because they can't really use private words because then they have to rewrite this whole thing to say everything is private. They don't want to do that. So they just call you a non-resident who owns a motor vehicle. It should say a non-resident owner, foreign national, et cetera, a private citizen owning a automobile or a privately held vehicle. Okay. But then it goes on to say, which has been duly registered for the current year. So, okay. So your vehicle, even if they want to call it a motor vehicle, okay, it's a commercial term. We don't like it, but okay. If it's register within your state, lowercase s here. So, hey, Joyzy, this is how you do it right here. You have a lowercase s. Okay? You mook, right here, lowercase s. So, though they're using naughty words like motor vehicle, we don't like, they're saying if you're registered in any in a state, now when it says in the state, this means your trust, your government, your unincorporated entity, your unincorporated association, anything private not registered to them. That's what this means in the state, okay? But also if it's in the District of Columbia, a territory, which you could create your own, a possession of the United States, which, okay, and then it goes on foreign country, okay, you can create your own, or other place. So this is also is your remedy, other place of which the owner, okay, because which would be your trust, your entity, your government, your whatever foreign to them, is a resident. Your trust belongs to these private things, okay, and which at all times when operated, now they're saying in this state again, okay, so they're saying basically in their paper area has displayed upon it the number plate issued. So you got to create your own thing or have it from there. So they're playing all corners here. Okay. May operate or permit the operation of vehicle, because once again, this is reciprocity. So they're saying, hey, look, if you're from any other place and you're registered there from some other states, lowercase s, which means all of the other states possible out there, that's fine. You can do that here. But you better have your plates on. You better have all your stuff. You better look right. Otherwise, we're going to mess with you. Okay. But the provision of the subsection, oh, here, let me just let it read.
State, but the provisions of this subsection shall be operative to allow such owner to operate or permit the operation of such vehicle owned by a non-resident of this state only to the extent that under the laws of the state, District of Columbia, territory or possession of the United States, foreign country or other place of residence of the non-resident owner, substantially equivalent exemptions are granted to residents of Missouri for the operation of vehicles duly registered in Missouri.
So you notice how they pointed this out, vehicles duly registered in Missouri, and they have lowercase s here for state. So they're saying, hey, Missouri belongs in the lowercase s state. So they're saying all of the states, which include your trust, your whatever else, they're saying you guys can come here and use our roads as long as you have your plates on, everything is good. You're good with whoever owns your entity, but if it's another state, as long as your plates are up to par with their state, you guys can come here as long as we or any of our members, which is reciprocity, can come to your nation, country, District of Columbia, territory, possession, foreign country, or other place, and you will exempt our people. That's what they're saying here. So, Missouri, right to travel people, this is your code. Okay, basically, they're breaking down what I just said. Okay, so they're also saying here no non resident shall operate, once again, licensed word, permit another person to operate in this state a motor vehicle registered to such non resident unless the non resident maintains a financial responsibility which conforms to the requirements of the laws of the non-resident state of residence. So what are they saying here? They're essentially saying, look, you can be here, but you really should have insurance. You are responsible for that vehicle. and you need to maintain financial responsibility. But you are supposed to conform to the laws of the state that the vehicle is a resident of or is located. So, in other words, your trust, your entity, your government, if you're going to be here, you should have insurance. You should have a way of protecting, paying for, covering the vehicle in case you do some damage here. But because we can't force you to have insurance, we're just saying that you should have it. And we hope that your trust has a way of paying things. But if your trust does say you need to be insured, or your state, or the tribe, or the nation, the clan, the government, the whatever you have, then you better abide by that. The Missouri Department of Revenue's website states that when one becomes a new Missouri resident, one has 30 days to title and register one's vehicle in Missouri. So what they're saying is if at any point in time your trust gets registered to the state, to the court, county, whatever it is, you got 30 days. Tick tock, Mr. Wick. And then you no longer are a non-resident, or it is no longer a non-resident, that which holds your vehicle, and it is now subject to all the normal rules. Now it's always subject to the rules of the road, so you're not above the law. But now you're subject to having to drive, use their license, obtain a license, obtain a license plate, and all the normal stuff. Which makes sense. If I move into my girl's house and she's like, hey, you can't put your feet on the table, you got to do this, that, and the other. Guess what? Don't put your feet on the table and you got to do this, that, and the other. That's it. Because it's a contract, it's an agreement. If you don't own it, you don't get to classify it. You don't get to pimp it. You don't get to just do whatever you want to do. It ain't yours. So keep your stuff private, or make it private the correct way. Always obey the rules of the road. Those all still apply. You are not exempt from that. You are not above the law per se. There are some codes that you are definitely above, but you are not above the law. Got to watch the words there. That being said, that's it, guys. Welcome to how to use the legislative code of Missouri when doing right to travel. Now, obviously, that little code right there is a good chunk of what you need, but I still would suggest you get, if you want to be successful in your case, one of my files off of Black Site 32, where we break down all the rest of the information you need to be successful. And if you want to be even more successful, you can combine that with the files on, or sorry, videos, I should say, on jamesclovett.com, where we have all of the living in the private videos that you guys have asked for over all the years. I finally put together the website with all the videos you guys have been asking me for in the private. So they're there at a reasonable price. They are paid streaming. So watch the ones that you guys want to watch. And if you can afford the whole bundle, you can get a majority of them at a highly discounted rate. But that bundle does not include all of the videos there, because after I made the bundle, other people have asked me for more stuff. So I'm adding more videos, more videos, more videos. And as I remember certain things that I can share with you guys, then I will make the videos. Some things are not for public consumption. Otherwise, guys, travel safe, be wise, be aware, stay safe, be healthy, and follow me on my social media platforms. Go to BlackSide32, go to social media, and find me on all the other platforms out there. Also, if you don't want to do all of that, join me on my other YouTube channel, which is only one now. So there's only two total, but one new one. That is Badwolf Unrestricted, where I talk about everything from relationships to what's fair, what's good, We're going to talk about the whole Diddy thing, men versus women, dating. We're going to cover like what about like body counts and finances and how to tie a tie. I mean everything. Technology, aliens, crazy thoughts, whatever it is, it's all going to be on there. That's why I'm calling it unrestricted. We're just going to talk about all that jazz. So some of y'all may like me on that channel. Some of you may not like me so much on that channel. You may be like, nah, I think I like the law stuff first. I don't, but it seems like everybody gears towards entertainment. I've been trying to provide you guys with information and a little dash of entertainment. But people want to be entertained, so you know what? I shall entertain thee. So that is what it is over there. Guess I could have called it Badwolf Entertainment, but it's unrestricted. We're going to cover all the bases. So dash of entertainment, dash of info, dash of law, swirl it up, shabang a bang. All right. So join me over there on Badwolf Unrestricted. I appreciate you guys for supporting me here. Please support me over there. Um, I'm trying to build a legacy so that if God is with me, when I get my son back, he will have a legacy. All right. And he'll be proud of his old man. So please support me, guys, with all of this. I'm working hard for you guys, but it's also time away from my lady and, our kids and all that good stuff together as well. So please support. If you want to send a donation, Blackside 32. Make sure that you do not send money to just some crazy people out there pretending to be me. Blackside 32 is the only place. If somebody's trying to talk to you in the DMs or whatever else, get you to send nude or pictures or whatever they're trying to send or you're asking you for, it's probably not me. 99% of the time, it's not going to be me. If it's not through Blackside 32 or a paid consult, it's most likely not me. Especially if they're asking for money. If they're not saying, yeah, just go to Blackside 32 to send a donation, it's not me. And as always, guys, be careful if you're using anybody's information out there, even mine. Vet the information, look it up, read it, do your own deciphering. Vet the information. Don't just do something because somebody told you to do it. And if you see anybody using any information against me, or you see their cute little label down below where it says, you know, sovereign citizen movement, blah, 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 hit the X. Do not like this ad. Somebody using any of my stuff inappropriately or talking negatively against me in a defamatory way, report them for bullying, slander, and defamation of character. Thank you guys in advance. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Take care, and I'll make some more videos because you guys want them. Talk to you later.